GoDaddy was founded in 1997 by Bob Parsons, and they originally wanted to call it Big Daddy, but they couldn't get the domain name. Anyways, now they manage over 61 million domain names, 10 to 20 of which are probably bought by me each year. And if you're on GoDaddy looking for a good domain name for your blog or your business or your brand, but aren't sure where to begin, or maybe you already bought a domain name for about $10 to $15 a year, and you want to create a website with that domain name, then watch this start to finish hands-on video tutorial, and I'll show you how to do it. How's it going, everyone? I'm Greg, the founder of dearblogger.org and the WordPressExperience.com. I've helped over 5,000 beginners like you create a blog or a website that can change your entire life and, well, make being online a lot more fun. And I made this video because so many of you come to me and you've just bought a domain name, but you aren't sure the additional steps you need to take to get a website built with it. So in this tutorial, we're going to cover those additional steps, including the first step, which is register a domain name. So we obviously got to do that. Then we're going to learn how to get web hosting, which is sort of like the plot of land where you'll build your website. And then after that, we're going to learn how to install WordPress, the same software that Fortune 500 companies and celebrities like Jay-Z, Katy Perry, Beyonce, and a ton more use. And we're going to use WordPress just like them to create your website. So if this sounds like something you want to do, I'm really happy to have you here. Let's get started. Oh, and before I forget, if you want to see the website we're going to make together, just open up your computer and visit yourperfectdomainname.com, and you can see what we're going to make. Also, you can click the Show More button below the video and find links to each individual step throughout the video, because maybe you've already done one of the steps or just want to skip around. But in any case, we're going to start from scratch so that everyone can follow along. Alright, that said, if you're ready to begin, so am I. Bust out the computers, brew the coffee, and let's hop over to my computer and get started. Alright, let's do it. Bye for now. So first step is open up your Googles, and I'm using the Google Chrome web browser here, but whether you're using Safari or Internet Explorer or Firefox or something else, it does not matter. The steps will be exactly the same. Now put your mouse in the search bar and type in GoDaddy and hit enter. And we're going to choose GoDaddy.com. Alright, and once you're here, it's time to put our mouse in this search bar at the top, where I am now, and we're going to search for our new idea, our new domain name. GoDaddy says to find your perfect domain name, so I figured why not find your perfect domain name. And, why don't we see if we can find that? And then click the search button on the right. GoDaddy will search the entire internet and find if your idea is available. And right away, it'll tell you if the .com is there. What we want is the .com because two reasons. .coms are always the most recognizable, meaning when you tell someone your business is named Greg Narayan or Facebook or something like that, they're going to visit what you tell them, .com. It's recognizable. It's also the most profitable. If you ever want to sell your website someday, the .coms always sell for the most money. I'm not saying it'll happen, but it certainly does from time to time, and I want you to have the most valuable domain name from the start. Down below, you'll see all the other extensions, as they're called. You don't really need to protect your name with these domains. It's just a way for GoDaddy to make more money, honestly. You can still rank well in Google with a .org, a .me, a .net. You can still make money with your website and start a successful business. I just want you to try to get the .com if at all possible. And if you can't get the exact .com you want, maybe you'll try yourname.com and see if you can get that. I already own myname.com, so it'll say, sorry, gregnarayan.com is taken. But you want to own yourname.com because if you have any sort of business online, you should control where yourname.com goes, what people see when they visit it, so that there's no mistake as to who or what you are. And if you still can't get yourname.com, that's certainly possible. Try typing in one keyword after that part where your name is, and then see if that's available. In almost all cases, this will be available. So you can see how we can kind of go crazy buying a lot of domain names. I'm going to hit Command Z, and go back to our original idea. And once you've found your perfect domain name.com, it'll just say whatever you've chosen right here. Then you can just click the select button. Verifying availability, selected. That was a success, so good job. And the next step is to click the continue to cart button. Once you do that, it's going to ask you a few questions, and you want to say no thanks to all of them. You can always add these features later. I just don't think it's worth the money right now. We want to do this on a budget and save as much money as possible. So it's going to say 4 no thankses. No thanks, no thanks, no thanks, and no thanks. And then click continue to cart. All right, we're going to get the cart page, and the first thing we do here is change the term from 2 years to 1 year. 1 year is certainly enough time to try out your new domain name and your new idea. And then you'll get a price that should look something like $12.17 or so. By definition, a domain name costs $15 a year. That's just how it has always been on the internet. But we can see we're getting a little bit better price right away from GoDaddy. The domain name is $11.99, and there's some fees that are pretty insignificant of 18 cents. But I'm not satisfied yet. I want to try out a promotional code to get you a better discount. So let's click that add button, and let's type in CJCFWOFF30 and click apply. And I'm crossing my fingers hoping that works for you guys. It did right now, so that's amazing. We're saving like an additional $1.50 or something. And I got that coupon from fatwallet.com. If you Google Fat Wallet with GoDaddy in there, or whatever Fat Wallet coupon you want, like Macy's or JCPenney or something, then you can find the Fat Wallet GoDaddy coupons right here. So if the coupon I use doesn't work, look at this page right here. You can see that coupon is right here, but maybe they'll have a new one or something that can be better for your discount. Alright, so that's where I found this coupon, and it's pretty cool. I like using Fat Wallet because it helps you have a fat wallet. And now we're going to click the orange button right here. You can also select a charity if you want to donate up, but like I said, we're doing it on a budget. Yeah, and so we're not going to do that. We're just going to click proceed to checkout right now. Alright, so once you click that button, we're going to go to the GoDaddy login page. I already have an account, but I'm going to make a new account right here for you just to show you what it would be like. So we're going to click create an account, and then you're going to have the option to continue with Facebook, which is easy and simple. I would probably just do that, but you could also do the email address option if you prefer. I know a lot of people will prefer this one, and a password, and then a security pin, which we need. There we go, and then we can just click create account. GoDaddy is going to take you to this billing information page where it tells you to put in all your information, including your address, which is all okay. You know, GoDaddy is 100% verified and trusted, so your information will be 100% safe. And then put in your payment method of choice. You can do PayPal or credit card, or maybe you have a gift card or a checking account. Whatever you prefer. I go with credit card so I can get the points when I make a purchase. And then once all this information is entered in perfectly, just click continue. So once you do that, it'll take you to the billing and payment page. We can see my address and my credit card are all locked in, and I'm ready to place my order. But before we pay right now, I want to let you know that after a year, the price of that domain name will go back up to $15. So if you want, you can always click on this upper bar back to cart, and you can increase the billing term to say like 2 years, which would give you a discount. Because if you factor in everything, including the coupon we're using, you would be paying a total of $18.34 for 2 years versus, let's bring it back to 1 year and see what we're going to pay, which is $10.67, and we can grab our calculator. So then the 2 year cost would be $10.67 plus $14.99 equals $25.66. If we pull it back to 2 years, the price was $18.34. So paying for 2 years up front would save you $25.66 minus $18.34 equals $7.32. Now, I'm no math whiz, but over the course of 2 years, saving $7 is not bad. It's all money in your pocket after all. But I just know a lot of you guys really like signing up for a domain name for 1 year to start with, which is why we're going to do 1 year. I just thought I'd let you know that. You can always come back to this screen and make those adjustments if you want. And when you're back here, you can also double check that we're not paying for any add-ons, which we don't want to at the moment. So let's go back to our previous 1 year and our checkout screen. And now you're finally ready to place your order. If this is your first domain name purchase ever, congratulations from me. Let's do it. Once you see this screen, it means you're now the proud owner of a new domain name from GoDaddy. Congrats again. Before we leave this page and head to our email inboxes, I want you to just click on where it says your name in the upper right corner. When you click on your name, this drop-down menu will appear with the useful links we're going to use in a little bit to manage our domains. And there's also some other useful links like My Products, Account Settings, My Renewals, and so on. Virtually everything important can be found through this menu that appears when you click on your name. At the same time, I also want you to copy down the customer number right here. This is your username at GoDaddy, and you'll use it every time you log in. So just do a right click, copy, and then go ahead and paste that into like a Word document or a blank text file. So we can open up a new text file here and just paste that in, so you'll have it in the future. Alright, then we can close that file, and we can also close this page, and let's head over to your email inbox. So here I am going to my Gmail right now where I have my email inbox, and whatever email you use will work fine and exactly the same here. I just want to make sure as a formality that we got the GoDaddy congratulations email. Say, Leroy, little kitten woke up here. That we got this congratulations email, which is the formality, but it means that you have some new tools from GoDaddy and that they have your domain name all ready for you to use. If you click activate my domain in this email, then it's going to ask us to sign into GoDaddy again. And if you need to put in your customer number right here, which is your username, then you can grab it from the file where we pasted it and then sign in. Alright, so the activate my domain step was not necessary. All of my domains are active already, as we can see here, including the domain name we just got at the bottom. Very nice. So let's close this window and you're good to go. And if you didn't get this email, it might be in your spam folder or something like that. There's actually a couple emails we'll get from GoDaddy, like this one, showing you the receipt for your order. If you want to write this off in your taxes for the year, you could use this receipt to do that. And you get the thanks for creating your account email. So really awesome customer service from GoDaddy. They even have this like promo code here for new purchases, and they're going to help you out along the way. But no need to use this right now because we're going to continue with our tutorial. Alright, so you also get this thanks for creating your account email from GoDaddy. So it's pretty nice. If you open it, they say welcome and they give you a 30% off new purchases coupon. Alright, so you got that going for you. And we'll call you later, GoDaddy, if we need any support. By the way, you can always just ask me for support down in the comments and I'll respond for free and help you right away. But right now we want to continue with the tutorial, of course, and I just want to see what we have at our domain name. So I'm going to write in the domain name we got. In my case, that's yourperfectdomainname.com, but yours will be different. Just write it in the URL bar at the top of your browser. Make sure you put in the .com or .net or whatever and hit enter. And we're going to check out how it looks. So it's just a blank white page. It doesn't look very good. If someone knew you were making the website right now and it was under construction, then this is acceptable because they would just know to come back later. But most people won't know that you're making your website now, and this is not acceptable, meaning we have to move forward quickly if possible and set something up here. So set up an actual website. Also, in about 24 hours, GoDaddy will start showing a your website is parked courtesy of GoDaddy page, which is not good either. That just means that you bought your domain name and you didn't do anything with it because you didn't know how to, or like you just didn't want to and you're just going to leave it. So that's not good either. We want to move forward with step 2, which is register our hosting so that we can actually put something here on your domain name. All right, so we're going to move forward and we're going to do it quickly. We're going to register our hosting now. Now the tutorial is going to move away from GoDaddy for a little bit, but we will return, and that's because we're going to go visit HostGator to register your web hosting. HostGator specializes in web hosting, while GoDaddy specializes in domains. It's very important that you get these two things from the specialist because we're building a website. We don't want to just get them from any old place. Think of it like going out for dinner at your favorite burger joint, and everyone wants to get burgers except for little Timmy, who wants to get pizza. Now, you could get Timmy the pizza that just happens to be on the burger menu, or you could take the extra step and drive your car down the road to the delicious pizza place and get Timmy some pizza there. Which one of these do you think is going to deliver the best result? Especially over time if you're doing this every time you log into your new website. Alright, so to help you with a couple of the terms in web hosting, we're going to bring in Lisa from my WordPress for Dummies book, who says that you can think of your web host as a garage that you pay to park your car in. The garage gives you the place to store your car, disk space. It even gives you the driveway so that you and others can get to and from your car, bandwidth. It won't, however, fix your rockin' stereo system, WordPress. Well, that's where I come in. And that'll just maybe help you understand a few terms like web hosting, and you could think of website hosting like a giant flash drive that people might pass around at the office so that you can share photos or images or files. But when you choose a company like HostGator to use it, that giant flash drive is so powerful that it's online 24/7, 366, so the entire world can see it, and it comes packed in with all sorts of unlimited features so that you can do basically whatever you want with your website, all for like really inexpensive cost. I use web hosting myself, as do all the Fortune 500 brands and celebrities too, so let's go see how to get web hosting the right way, and then we'll connect it to your GoDaddy domain name. Alright, so come on back to your browsers, and if you want, you can like go to google.com again if you like starting at Google. And we're now just going to type in HostGator, HostGator.com, and hit enter. And then we're going to choose HostGator.com. Alright, and if you put that in the URL bar, it'll just go right to HostGator up here. So we can just click HostGator, Website Hosting Services. Alright, so this is exactly where we want to be. HostGator is what I use to host all my websites, blogs, client websites, and they're also what anyone I know who is serious about running a website and making a living online uses. Aside from, something like Amazon. If you run Amazon, you're going to use like Extreme Host or something that costs, $10,000 a month because you just need more space. But for anyone like you and I who are doing this from home, HostGator is by far the best option. They're simple, easy to use, and just plain work, which we like. So enough talking. Let's click Get Started Now right here. And by the way, you get all these features here when you sign up. We can learn about them later. Alright, and when you click that button, you're going to get this page, which is Powerful Web Hosting. And I want you to focus on the hatchling plan and the baby plan. These are the two most traveled routes that people take when they create their first website. So what's the difference? Well, the hatchling plan is good if you just want to run yourwebsite.com. And the baby plan is good if you want to register and manage multiple websites. So if you buy like yourwebsite.com and GoDaddy, and then you buy your family's website.com and your neighbor's website.com, something like that, and you want to run multiple websites, then the baby plan is good because it lets you host and manage all of them from the same piece of land here at HostGator. And for that reason, because I know a lot of you want to run like 2 or 3 .coms, or at least have the option to, I'm going to choose baby plan for you guys. You can always choose hatchling though and upgrade at any time to baby. Just click on the live chat at HostGator and ask them to upgrade. They'll do it for you right away. Alright, so that said, now is where I'm going to show you how to get the discount at HostGator if you want. Just remember where it says like 43% and 40% off on our hatchling and baby plan options now. Make a mental note of that. And then bring your mouse up to the URL bar, and where it says web hosting, just delete that part. And leave the slash and write in GREG, my name, and hit enter. And this will take us to the secret HostGator discount page. If it says bonus, you know you're in the right place. And what I've done with this page is I just set up whatever the best possible discount is at HostGator. So you're going to see those increased numbers right here in the dark blue line. For example, right now there's a promotion going on for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we've put it up and it says 65% off. But for you, it might say like 50% off across, which will be the best discount at the time. And if you sign up through this page, I earn a small credit from them for referring you to their services, which really helps me keep doing what I do and keep making free video tutorials for everyone. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this page up. I got this page because I've helped so many of you guys create blogs and websites. But, if people stop watching my tutorials, then I might have to take this page down. So I can't guarantee it'll be up forever. I recommend signing up soon. Thanks a lot, and share it with your friends. Let everyone know how good of a deal this is. All right, so now we just want to proceed and click Buy Now on the baby plan. You can do hatchling if you want. You'll get the exact same website and the exact same setup, but I'm going to recommend baby plan. Buy Now. All right, so here we are in the HostGator order form, and we're going to just walk through it all easily together. No big deal. So step 1, choose a domain. We already did, so we can click this tab and enter in your perfectdomainname.com right there. And then click away and HostGator will validate it for you. If you did want to register a new domain name with HostGator in the future, you could just put that domain in right here. And then you'll be able to do it with the HostGator prices, which are pretty darn competitive too. But we already own this domain, we're good to go, and we don't need to pay HostGator for the domain at all. So just make sure only your .com is checked. And then come on down to step 2, choose a hosting plan. We want package type baby, billing cycle. I want just 1 month to make sure we don't get locked in, but we can see the discount applies to every month here, which is awesome, for every term period rather. Some people like doing 12 months at first. I certainly recommend that as well. But I just like doing 1 month so that we don't get locked into anything. Then you need to enter a username and a security PIN. And you're done with step 2. In step 3, we want to enter your billing info just like you would for any other online purchase like at Amazon or Apple or eBay. It's all 100% secure and really easy. So I'm going to do that in a second. And then we're going to come down to step 4. All right, so we're done with step 3 once I enter in that info. And in step 4, you just want to uncheck all the additional services. I don't recommend you get them now, but you can always add them later. They're just the kind of thing that will increase your bill. And if you're not using them, then there's no point in buying them. If you do start $1 million website someday, then you're going to want to add those things on, or at least have your team decide on them or not. But at the moment, it's just too much for us. And then in step 5, we want to make sure we have big bonus entered, BIG BONUS, which will lock in the biggest possible discount at HostGator. This is the discount you get for going through my page, and I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the extra savings and all that. All right, we're done with step 5 now, and in step 6, you just need to review your order details and make sure everything looks good. All right, so we get the 24/7 365 phone, live chat, and email support for free, instant account activation for free, money back guarantee for 45 days, and a baby plan for 1 month at 65% off. Let's double check that. calculator time. All right, so the standard price of the hosting here is $11.95. $11.95 for some reason. I'm not sure why it's $11.95 by default, but we're not going to pay that, so it doesn't matter. We're then getting 65% off, so we can multiply this cost by 0.65. Hit equals, and this is the discount. So if we remember 7.7, 7, it's going to be 11.95 minus 7.77 equals 418. All right, so HostGator even rounded up that discount for us on the hundredth of penny or whatever. And 418 is what we're paying. All right, so that number looks good now. That is 65% off. And yeah, all right, they just wrote it out here for us too, so I didn't even need to do that. But two ways of arriving at the same conclusion. You need to pay less than $5 to HostGator to set this up. So, it's pretty dirt cheap. The other things that I might spend $5 on would include like a pack of gum or a pair of socks or maybe a cup of coffee, that I'm only going to drink half of. So, all that for an amazing website that can totally change your business and your life is not bad. I will say that after the first month, HostGator does increase the prices back to the standard price, and you can only use the discount coupon this offer big bonus once when you sign up on a new account. By virtue of that, some people do like registering for a longer term period, like a longer billing cycle rather, for like 12 months or even 36 months, because then the 65% off discount applies to that whole term period and every month included in it instead of just the first month. So if you're feeling confident and you think you're going to stick with your website and really learn the ropes and make it amazing, I'm certainly here to help you do all of that. You could go with a longer term period to HostGator to save an increased amount. All right, that said, I'm happy with our order right now, given that it's under $5. I like it. I'm just going to check this box that I've read and agree to the terms of service cancellation policy and blah, 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 which I actually have, and you should do that too. And now we can just click Checkout Now together. All right, so let's do it. Congratulations and welcome to the HostGator family. When you see this screen, it's now time to check our inboxes. And we can come play around in the HostGator customer portal later on. Now in your email, you're going to get a couple confirmation emails from HostGator. So before we got confirmation emails from GoDaddy, and now we get confirmation emails from HostGator. And what you want to do is open up the one that says hostgator.com, your account info. This is an email from a previous tutorial I made with the HostGator account info. So I'm just going to show you it as an example, but you'll be doing it for real. So it's going to say your domain name here that you registered and your type of hosting plan, which will probably be the baby plan. But either one is good and the process is the same. What we want to do right now is just copy down your first name server and your second name server. These two pieces of information right here, because we need to enter those in at GoDaddy in order to connect your domain name with your hosting space. All right, so now that we've registered your web hosting and we've gotten your GoDaddy domain, it's time to connect the two. Really easy. Web hosting, domain name. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to right click, copy, and then paste those in our text file where we put our GoDaddy customer number. My kittens are having like a royal rumble right now. Sorry about that. All right, great. That looks good. So now let's go to GoDaddy. GoDaddy. All right. You can click on the ad at the top too and make them give Google a little money. I always think that's funny. And now we need to log in. So up at the top, click on your name to open the dropdown. And like I said before, this is a really important section. What we need now is to click on the link that says Manage My Domains right here under Quick Links. Click that. And it's going to ask us to sign in. And once you sign back into GoDaddy, it'll take you to the Manage Your Domain section. You might just have one domain, but wherever your domain is, you should find it and click on the blue link. So here's yourperfectdomainname.com, which we're using. We're going to click on the link to open up the settings, and now where it says name servers, we're going to click manage. Alright, and now we're going to click custom, and then we're going to say we want to enter custom name servers. Click here. And now it's time to enter in the two name servers that came in the HostGator Your Account Info email, exactly as they are in this line and then in this line. So I'll show you how to do that. So we can open the text file again, and then I'm gonna copy and paste the two name servers in. You just need the part that starts with NS, whatever your numbers are, and ends with .com for the first one. So the portion I've highlighted is perfect. Copy and paste in GoDaddy the first name server, and then copy paste the second name server. The second name server will always be a higher number. So the first one is like mine, it's 8497, the next one's 8498. So the second name server is always the one that's a higher number. Copy the second name server, paste, alright, and we're good to go. That's perfect. I know this looks a little weird at first, but trust me, as you set up more websites, it becomes really second nature, and you're going to get the hang of it perfectly. And that OK button should turn green for you, so then we can just click OK. It will validate for a sec, and it means we did it right, so now we just hit save. Perfect. And if it doesn't say your new name servers here right away, just give it a second. You can refresh the page if you want, and then it'll show up correctly. You're all done changing your name servers and connecting your new domain name with your new hosting. However, this process can take up to 72 hours to completely work across the web. For me, it's a lot less. It's more like 2 to 4 hours because I'm in a busy tech hub, like a busy city, and the servers update quickly. But what's going on is just propagation is what it's called. And GoDaddy is telling every server that when someone visits your domain name that it should go to HostGator. So I'd really like to hear below in the comments how long this takes you guys so that other people can know what to do as well and be encouraged if it's quick for you guys, or know what to do if it's taking longer. The nice thing is we can move forward now and actually install WordPress while our domain name is connected to our hosting. Because to install WordPress, we just have to go into our hosting space and install a few things right there. And we can just go ahead and go in and do that right now. Alright, so to install WordPress, let's close the GoDaddy browser tab. Come back to your account info email, and now we want to click on the link where it says your control panel. So click on that link, and it's going to open up cPanel. And now we just need to log in with the username and password from the your account info email. So we can copy the line that says password, and we can remember our username, pretty easy, and come back to HostGator and let's log into cPanel to install WordPress. And click login. Alright, success. Welcome to the new HostGator control panel. They just redesigned the whole thing, and it's really, good looking and fast. I've used the backends of like 3 or 4 different other hosts recently for other projects, and they are, well, not like this. I don't want to bash them, but I hope they're catching up with HostGator soon. Okay, so to install WordPress, it's really easy. They've given us a WordPress installer here, which we want to use under popular links. So just look under popular links for the WordPress installer. In the olden days, by the way, we used to use Quick Install, which still works, but now it's just a little bit faster to use the WordPress installer, so we're going to do that. Alright, so now the fun of installing your copy of WordPress really begins. And what you want to do is select your domain from this list right here. Just click on the box or click on this arrow. And then you'll see your domain name. And we can see all of my domain names I manage here, but I've worked with great teams for a lot of these websites, so they're not just my domain names. And it's kind of like finding something on a list when everyone's like, it's right there, but you can't see it. Okay, so I wanted to find your perfect domain name, and there it is, right at the top of the screen, right there. Select your domain and leave the directory box blank and click Next. And then it's time to enter in some basic info, like a blog title. So, your perfect domain name. The blog title should always match the domain name. So if your domain name is called Facebook Advice, then your blog title should be Facebook Advice. And if your domain name is googlesupport.com, then the blog title should be Google Support. Enter in an admin user now, which will be what you use to log into WordPress. So make this good. You can't change it very easily. And then first name, last name, and admin email. And make sure you get your email in there right too, because WordPress is going to email you things like your password and the link to log in to your new website. Once you've done that, just check this box right here saying you accept the terms of service agreement. All very basic. And now we're going to click install now. And HostGator is going to do all the complicated techie stuff for us. Literally, when you click install now, it's just going to be as easy as taking a file. Like imagine this picture of an iPhone is WordPress. You're just taking WordPress and dragging it into your hosting space. Just like I just dragged that iPhone into a folder. It's really that easy. All right, so maybe even easier because we just get to click a button and we don't have to actually hold something and drag it. Anyways, so we're going to click install now. Let's do it together. And it says WordPress is installing. All right, installation complete. So that went perfectly. And we're going to check out your website in a moment. However, it can take a couple hours for your files to settle into place and for you to be able to log into your new website. So now is a really good time to take a break. If you click on the My Installs link in the upper right, it'll take you to the link where you can click to log in to your new website if you want to check it out right away. If you want to check out your site right away, you could just click the Reset Password button on your domain name to create a new password you'll remember, and then save it, and then you can click on the admin login link to log in to your new website. But I recommend rewarding ourselves with a break right now because we've successfully installed WordPress. We're doing a great job, and it's just good to refresh a little bit. So I'm going to go play golf, and I'll be back in 2 hours. And then we'll continue to create a website together. All right, so I'll see you soon. All right, welcome back. I hope you had a good break wherever you are and didn't just sit there staring at the screen. And now we're going to log in and create an actual website with our new domain and our new hosting. So I have to find my domain, and it's at the bottom right here. And now I'm actually going to reset the password. So got to select the user. Maybe you guys already did this, but we're going to do it now. Anyways, and then the password. All right, and then click Update Password. Update again, make sure it's saved. And now we can click where it says Admin Login. And you're going to get the standard WordPress login screen. All right, so this is exactly where everyone who uses WordPress, from Forbes to Jay-Z to Time Magazine to Katy Perry and Walt Disney, everyone logs in through a screen like this. So let's try it out. Pop in your username or email address, and then I'm going to write in the password that I just created. And then we can click Remember Me, and we can also click Bookmark in your browser so that you don't have to type this link in again when you want to log into your website. So I'm going to click the bookmark, and I'm going to put it in this front-end development folder and click Done. All right, but if you do want to log in, and if you don't know the login link, or if you didn't bookmark it, then it's always just yourwebsite.com, like this, yourwebsite.com. And then you put a / after it, and you write in WP-admin. That's the link to log in to any WordPress website or WordPress blog, same thing. And you hit enter, and it takes you to the login page. All right, so that's the link. And we can click login now to get started. All right, and we're in. Welcome to WordPress. So I'm just gonna say I don't need help because you have me here to help. And I'm gonna say no thanks to the pop-ups. All right, so you're here. Let's give you a little tour of the dashboard in WordPress. That's what this page is called, the dashboard. And then we can do some housekeeping issues to make sure your site runs perfectly. So the first thing, let's close this at the top. First thing we do after we close the notifications is I like clicking here. It says your site is currently displaying a coming soon page to anyone who's not logged in, which just says like, this website's coming soon, maybe you'd be interested in blah, 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 and it doesn't really represent our brand. I want them to see what we're actually making. So we're gonna click here. All right, once we do that, we can bring our mouses up to the upper left corner where it just says the name of your site. So this might say like your blog or, you know, Jennifer's website or Greg's website or Peter's website or something. Or whatever you chose as the name. But when we click it, and you can see there's the home icon too. When we click it, what we see is the front end of your website. In other words, the home page, just how the whole world sees it. So when you create things, people see this. And when you edit things, you have to click this name again in the upper left corner. You can see there's a different icon because we're going to the dashboard. You click that, and you go to the editing area, also known as the dashboard. You click it again, you go to the home page, or you can see the blog posts on this side, or the pages, you know, your reviews. You have the sample blog post and a sample comment, and you have some just sample links in a sample sidebar. The way your entire website looks, by the way, with like this black border and the hello world over here and the little circle image, that's all the theme on the website. It's called a theme. And right now I have the 2016 theme, but you might have the 2017 theme or the 2018 theme. It's just the standard look or theme that WordPress creates for you. They actually have a team of people that creates these themes for everyone. So big thanks to WordPress for setting this up. I could show you how to use whatever theme you have if you want, but we're gonna change all of it and customize it so it just looks more professional. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard and let's do that. Once we're all on the dashboard, I want to just do those housekeeping things before we install our theme. So the first thing we need to do is click on plugins in the left. And there's some like standard plugins that WordPress comes with. A plugin is just something you can add to the website to make it do more stuff and extend the functionality, as they say. But we want to delete all these so we all start on the same page. So what we're going to do is click this box right here to select all the plugins, and then from the drop down list with bulk actions in it, select deactivate and click apply. Alright, we don't want any of these like basic default plugins, we want our own plugins. And then we can just click that box again to select all, drop down, delete, apply. It says, are you sure you want to delete the selected plugins in their data? And we're going to say yes, okay. By the way, this has no negative effect on your site, and you can always reinstall plugins for free after you delete them at any time. All right, that's done. Now let's click back to this dashboard link in the upper left. Get to this main dashboard page, and we see nothing changed. And if we click to our website itself, nothing changed either. So that's pretty cool. All right, we just made the site a little bit cleaner and faster. So now I'm going to show you how to make your first basic change, which is to change the text logo where it says your perfect domain name right here and just another WordPress site right below it. So to do that, we can click back to the dashboard and we can click on settings, and it's going to take us to the general settings where we can change the site title and the tagline. So I'm just going to make this say one word, your perfect domain name.com. And I'm going to make this part in the tagline say just another amazing WordPress site. All right, just to show you how to edit it. So that's pretty cool. In this section, you can also add a www to your website address if we like. And I usually like doing that because I think it looks more professional. So to do that, just write in a www after the second forward slash right here. Write in www dot and then leave it as it is, and then in site address below, make sure you write the exact same thing, www dot. Then just double check that the WordPress address URL and the site address are exactly the same thing. You can see that they both end at the same place. Alright, so that part's really important if you're going to add the www. If these two things are not the same and you save it, then the site will break. So make sure that website address and site address are the exact same thing. And you can also change other basic settings like, date format, time format here, but we don't need to. We're just going to save. Save changes. Alright, and so we made a change. It's going to ask us to log in again. Alright, we get some more practice logging in. Click login. Great job. And now when we view the site, it's going to show our new site title and our new tagline. Great job. You made your first edit in WordPress. Alright, so enough basics. Let's begin to tell the story of your website. And let's change the entire theme. Come back to the dashboard. And by the way, you could also click dashboard here if you want. It's the same thing. And then come down to click appearance. Alright, and it's going to take us to the themes area, the themes library. And now we can click on this big plus on the right to add new theme. Alright, and because we're connected to the internet, we can see all the themes available through WordPress. You can try out any look you fancy at any time. But I already have a theme in mind for us to use, so put your mouse in the search themes bar, and we're just going to type in catch base and get our new home base. And you don't even need to hit enter. Alright, and the theme we search for is on the upper left because WordPress found it. Alright, but you can also check out Catch's other amazing themes later. I've worked with a lot of them. Great results there. And so let's install Catch Base. Alright, let's click install. And let's click activate. And now this will change your website big time. So we're going to click back to the home page now. And you can also click visit site. It's the same thing. And we can see that right away our site looks a lot more like a real website. And that's because Catch, the company Catch, set us up with this demo content. And all we need to do is replace it now with our own content. But the layout is here. The foundation blocks are here for our new website. So pretty cool, right? Alright, so with this ready on your websites, I'm going to show you how to build like the 5 most important areas of a website right now, just boom, 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 start to finish. That would be the image slider, your logo, your pages, some blog posts down below, and the sidebar. And as a bonus, I'm going to show you how to edit the featured content and the call to action area right here, which is very important as well to get your audience to click wherever you want them to go. So let's do it. And I bet you didn't think you would build a website today, but you're gonna, because it's really easy. Alright, so let's do it right now. Oh, and by the way, if you open the show more box below the video, you can find links to each one of these different sections if you want to build it in a different order, or if you just come back later or something. So I'll put that there for you. Alright, so let's do it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you is how to create pages. Everyone starts a website by making new pages for the website. So to create your first new page, hover where it says new in the top navigation menu and click page. Alright, very good. And now we're going to give the page a title. So about or about us is a great place to start. And then you can drop in some content here that you write about your site. So I'm going to really find some cool dummy text called pan ipsum on this website. Alright, so let's just grab coffee and Gangnam Style. Maybe not Gangnam Style. I don't really know if that's cool anymore. US presidents are always cool. And, oh gosh, I'm getting into trouble here. And like Harry Potter, JR Token Glossary. Alright, so then when you grab all this stuff and you click Generate Ipsum, it's going to give you this grabble babble of just words. And believe it or not, this is what web developers use for dummy text when they create a site and they need to show an area of text. So we're going to use it too because it's professional for some reason. We're going to copy a few paragraphs, come back to the page, and just paste it in and just paste it in. But of course, you'll write your own amazing content. Now the next step is we need to click Set Featured Image, which is going to be the thumbnail image that shows on your page or wherever your page is listed. And it's also a little trick for the image slider, which I'll show you in a second. So click Set Featured Image, and now we don't have any images, so I'm going to show you where to get free images. A little bonus here. Just visit in your browser in a new tab, Pixabay, Pixabay.com, and click Enter. This is where I get all my free images when I create blogs and client websites and demo sites for you guys. So you can just do a search for something cool like, futuristic or beaches. And you'll get like some awesome images that might look good on the web. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I'm just going to grab this one down here, which is like this really trippy like cave with the city in the background. And then we're going to click Free Download. And it's a large image or it's an original image. Large is big enough. I like selecting large and clicking Download. Alright, so that's pretty cool. You might need to set up a free account with Pixabay so you don't need to enter the CAPTCHA. That's what I've done before, but I don't pay anything for these images. If you want, you can donate them via PayPal, which I recommend, but you don't need to pay anything. Alright, and now we can go back to the page, our page editor window where we were, and we can click Select Files. Try it again, Select Files. There we go. And it's going to open up our computer. It's going to search our whole computer. So I'm going to select this alien item. See, I'm in the Downloads folder at the top, but you might need to shift to Downloads if you're in like desktop by default. So grab the image we downloaded, which is called Alien, and click Open. And now it'll upload right to WordPress, and this image is going to sit on your hosting space, although you don't need to know that. You don't need to log into your hosting or anything. We just need to use WordPress. And then we're going to click Set Featured Image. Alright, so the page is good to go. I just want to hit Publish. So now let's view page at the top in the navigation. And we can see our very first page, which is pretty cool. The featured image doesn't show up because that's for other places on the site, which I'll explain in a moment. Alright, let's make one more page. Hover on New again and click Page. And let's make a page for Contact Us. So I'm just going to call it Contact. That's a good way to create the contact page. And then I'm going to right click, paste in that text again. And I'm going to grab one more image from Pixabay. So we can go do another search for like futuristic, or we can just click back. Search. And I'm just going to get this golden building here. Looks like it's in Paris. Alright, and then free download. Ooh, but wait, that image looks better. This is really cool. Alright, we're going to get this image. Alright, so click free download, and now we want the original, and download. Awesome. Alright, so one more time, set featured image on the page, upload files so you guys don't miss a step, select files, select the image, and click open. You can also double click the image if you prefer. It's going to upload. And once it does, click Set Featured Image and publish the page. Very cool. So now below where it says Catch Base Options, we can make some changes to the page. You can click the layout options and select like if the page has a sidebar, if you want, which I want. So I'm going to go with the default. And then we can select Header Featured Image Options, Enable. And let's see what that looks like. We just need to update the post. And sorry, the page, update the page, and view page. Sometimes I forget if we're making a page or a post. But selecting that header option gives us this beautiful, like filling the entire area image with our new image. So that's really cool, guys. And we made it together, so it's even cooler. Alright, so now we know how to create new pages and download images and put those images along with some text in the pages. So it's really cool. But I want to show you now how to customize the menu, the page menu right here where my mouse is, and rearrange the items or get rid of the sample page. To do that, click back to the dashboard and click Appearance. And then in the menu under Appearance, click Menus. All right, now we need to enter in a menu name. I'm going to call this one main menu, and then click the blue create menu button. All right, now we need to choose some pages in the pages area on the left. So select contact and about us and click add to menu. And we also want to link to your home page, so we're going to hit custom links and write in your domain name right here in URL. Just write out whatever it is, www.yourperfectdomainname, in our case, .com. And for link text, just type in home and click add to menu. Great. So now when home comes in, we can click on it and then hold that click and drag to the top so it'll be in the first position, which is the industry standard. And you can also move like the contact page to the end. Next, in menu settings in theme locations, just click primary menu and now save the menu. So now when we click to the site in the upper left, it's going to show the menu we just made. Before, WordPress was just sort of guessing and dropping in the pages, how it might look good, but now we have full control of the menu. And when you want to add more items to this menu, just go back to that screen we were on by clicking to the dashboard, clicking appearance, and then clicking menus. And then your new pages will come in right here. You can just like select them and add to menu. And you can also add categories, like if you create a bunch of blog posts about finance or fitness or how to make money or something, and that's a category in your post, you can choose a category and put that in the menu too, so people can click on that item and they'll only see that type of blog post. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if it doesn't, or if you have any questions at all. Now let's move on and let's set up the image slider right here. So let's change these beautiful images of New York City. They look like they're taken from Brooklyn. And we're going to set up our own slider. So now follow me back to the upper menu. And instead of hovering on new, we're going to just click customize. Great. Great job. And now we're going to come down, click on the featured slider area. And we're going to choose where the slider is enabled on. So home page is good. / front page, they're the same thing. Alright, and then we can come down and where it says select slider type, change it from demo featured slider just to featured page slider. And the slider will go away, but now we have the new options to select featured pages. So in featured page 1, we can select about us, for example, and in featured page 2, we can select contact. And then the images that are the featured images on those pages that we set up will now come in on the slider. We just don't have the third and fourth page, but you might have those. All right, now we need to save and publish, and we can X out of this window. And it'll take us to our site where we now have our new image slider. Great job. But I don't like how our image slider is so tall because the entire portion of the website people see before they scroll is like just the image slider. And I want people to be able to see our call to action area and our button in that area before they scroll down, which is also called above the fold. All right, so we need to make our image slider shorter. And to do that, we can click back to the dashboard. And I'm just going to show you a trick to edit the images in the slider so we don't have to like edit the slider details itself. Just click on media, which is where all of the images live that you upload to your WordPress blog or website. And now click on the image itself. And we want to focus on the dimensions. All right, so this image has dimensions of 1600 pixels in width by 1066 pixels in height. And things are just measured in pixels on WordPress and on the internet. On your work desk, things are measured in inches. On a football field, things are measured in yards. And on the web, they're measured in pixels. All right, so we can also click right and see our other image. And you might be like, well, these dimensions are way different. But it's actually a little bit easier because the ratio of the width to the height on this image is the same as the ratio of the width to the height on this image, and that ratio is just 1.5 to 1. So what we need to do is click the edit image button in the lower left, and we need to sort of massage that image ratio or aspect ratio as it's called in WordPress. Alright, so leave these numbers up here the same, bring your mouse down to aspect ratio, and you can just like start typing in some numbers. In other words, you could guess and change the aspect ratio to like 6:2 or like 12:5, and it might look good, but so we know it looks perfect, we need to select a portion of the image first. All right, and bear with me if this looks confusing because I'm gonna show you how to do all of it right now. It's really simple. Just hold the shift key on your computer, that's me pressing shift, and bring your mouse on top of the image and just click and drag. And when you're holding shift, that'll give you like a nice selection of the image. And you can like click and drag while still holding shift. Make sure you're still holding shift, so if you mess up, you can like, go back to normal. Hold shift and drag. And in this window, you can select the entire image. So the whole thing's selected now because we haven't changed the aspect ratio. We're just selecting by holding shift and dragging. And now we're going to crop the image by clicking this button in the upper left where my Super Mario glove is. But first we want to change the aspect ratio. So bring your mouse over here on the right and write in 1.5 to 1. Alright, so it won't let us do that because that's the entire image. So what we need to do is write in a different ratio. And like 1.5 to 1 is the same as like 6:4. So it won't let us do that either. But we could do something like 6:3. And then it'll give us a new selection of the image. And you can click, no more holding shift, you can just click and drag it so you get the right part of your image. And I can even make that a little bit bigger, like maybe 7:3. And that'll actually make it smaller because the height has a larger number. Alright, and that's just what I like doing. I know that 7:3 will look good on this image because the original ratio was 1.5 to 1, which is the same as 6:4. So 7:3 is just like a little bit of a massage on that. Once you have the right image portion selected, and I do recommend going with 7:3 in this case, I think that will look excellent once it's finally published, then just click on the crop icon right here. Alright, you'll get a new image and you can click save. Alright, and now the original image was edited, but don't worry, you still have the old image on your desktop that you downloaded. Alright, so now let's click to the right and do the same thing to our second image. Click Edit Image. Alright, I'm going to hold Shift on top of the image and just drag a certain selection. So we have any selection is good. And then in aspect ratio, I'm just going to write in 7 and 3. Now to select more of the image, we do need to hold Shift. Alright, so hold Shift and drag. Hold Shift and drag. And when we move the selection around, you don't need to hold Shift. Just click and drag. Alright, and perfect. So let's click crop and save. And we can now X out because our image is saved. We have just 2 images still. And when we click back to the site, alright, we might not see the changes. So what we need to do is click back to our pages like About Us, click Edit Page, and we need to like reset the featured image. We need to click Remove, and then Set it again, and Set Featured Image, and Update. Alright, now we can click to the site and we'll see that image is different, and the other image is different too. Alright, so sometimes it just takes a second for WordPress to update itself. I think our other image just updated because when we updated that page, the whole site refreshed, and this image knew that we were gonna come change it in a second, so it just updated for us. Alright, I also want to show you how to get the exact text you want in this little featured area with the overlay. So to do that, you can just click through to either page, like Contact, click Read More to get to the Contact page, and we can see the featured image on the Contact page also adjusted in size, which makes sense because this is the image itself. There's no like larger image anymore. It is only the smaller image available. And to change that text, just click Edit Page, and then what we want to do is click Visual, go to the visual editor, which is the Microsoft Word E little screen right here, which a lot of bloggers love. I definitely love. Although developers usually prefer the text tab, visual area is the best for designing. And what we want to do is just click to where you want the text to cut off on the home page, like after the word face, and make a couple spaces. Just one space is enough actually. And then, get your mouse cursor where you want it to be. So after the period is fine. And click on this button right here that looks like a little sandwich, which is the Insert Read More tag. That'll insert what's known as a line break, and so then when you click Update, then WordPress will know that the break is right after the word face. And when we check out the home page, then you'll get that break right after the word face. Alright, so that's just how to use a line break. We can also set that up on our About page so that there's not just a random cutoff in the text. Edit page, make sure you're in the visual tab, and wherever you want it to cut off. For example, this time it could be after the word EOL. I don't know what that means, but it's a cool word. Put it right there, put the cursor right there, click the Insert Read More tag, and click Update. And if you view page, it's also going to create a new paragraph right there, which is fine. It goes perfectly with the flow of the page. And on the home page, you'll have the exact text you want. Or maybe you won't, like this. It still has that random word. So that means we need to click Customize and adjust the amount of characters allowed on top of the slider. Alright, so once you do that, click Theme Options, and then click Excerpt Options. And in this section, we're going to increase the excerpt length. So from 40, we can increase it to maybe 60. And what that would do is let us write more on the, overlay text area. Maybe we'd go even more, like 80, because I know there's a period, and then you'll get to the EOL word. Alright, so this is totally up to you how much text you want to include on top of your image sliders. And in this section, you can also change the read more text, but because we're using that line break option, the read more doesn't even appear, and I'm fine with that. I think it looks better with just the title of the page and the text. When we click Save and Publish and X out, we can see the site looks a lot better, and people can click on the title of the page to read more. Alright, so they don't need that little read more link. And people can also click on the entire image itself to get to the page. Alright, so that's looking good. Now I want to jump down the page and show you how to edit the sidebar. In our case, we have two sidebars, and that's because the website is set to have two sidebars. If you'd like to change that, just click Customize, and then click Theme Options, and then click the Layout Options. And you can go from the default layout, which is 3 columns as we have it now, to something like Content on the left and Primary Sidebar on the right, which would change the layout to this layout. Or you can try the reverse, up to you. But I think the default layout's pretty darn good. Makes your site unique to have 2 sidebars, and that gives you 2 places to put amazing content. So this section doesn't need to be changed. We can just go back, and I want to edit these sidebar widgets. So those are living in widgets. Just click Widgets, and now we can see we have options for primary sidebar and secondary sidebar. In the secondary sidebar, which is on the left, I just want to give you a search bar and the archives. So we already have those 2 things, but I think we need to actually add them. So let's click Add Widget, and let's add the search form for your site. Just click this little tab once, and the search bar will come in. And we don't need to title it because people understand what to do already. And then we click Add Widget, and I just want a list of archives, a monthly archive of your site's posts. That means that as you write more posts in the following months, they'll show up in this area, and people can click a few months back and see what you were publishing, or get more current and check that out too. Alright, so this archive section will fill itself in as you publish more and more blog posts. It's good for now though, so let's just save and publish. And let's go back and edit our primary sidebar. So just click to open. And we can see this one does have some widgets that Catchbase set up for us. Awesome. But we want to delete them. We're going to delete meta by clicking remove. And we can open categories, remove, open archives, remove. You get the picture. And you can always add these widgets back in for free, at any time. They're always available at your disposal when you click add a widget. Alright, so when we scroll down, we can see that stuff is gone, but we want to put something in our primary sidebar. And what better than a Facebook like box? We can connect our website with Facebook. So how do we insert that? Well, you need to open up a new tab and just enter in Google Facebook page plugin, because they changed the name from Likebox to page plugin. And then click page plugin. And this, by the way, is going to help people like your Facebook page right from your website. So all you need to do is have a Facebook page already, and I'm not going to go through that because Facebook makes that pretty easy. And you just want to put your new fan page URL right here. So mine is facebook.com/dearblogger. We're going to use that as an example. Then you can choose if you want the timeline or not, and you can delete that, and then the timeline will go away. But I want timeline. You could also have messages or events right there. And then it's time to enter in a width. So this part's a little bit of guesswork. I'm going to try 300. And again, that's in pixels. That looks pretty good. And the height, I'm also going to, I'm going to guess maybe 300. And when you click away, Facebook will update that for you. So it's kind of like you're editing code right on Facebook. Pretty neat. So 300 wasn't good. Maybe 600. That's a little bit better. All right, we'll go with that for now. You can also use the small header or hide the cover photo. I don't know. Some people might think this looks cleaner, but just for the sake of branding, we'll use all the big features and obviously show friends' faces because we want people to know that people like us already. Once you're set with how your page plugin looks and your designing of it, click Get Code. I'm sorry guys, the kittens have awoken and they are playing like there's no tomorrow. Alright, so what we want to do is then paste 2 pieces of code onto our website. Hold up, that sounds crazy. I said we weren't going to code. Well, don't worry, we're not actually coding, we're just copy pasting. Alright, so the first step is actually step 3 on Facebook. That's what we want to use. We just want to click in this area at the bottom and it will highlight everything, and then we can right click copy. Then come back to your site and we want to add this into a widget. So just click add widget and choose text at the bottom. WordPress knows we might want to paste in some HTML code from a third-party site, so they gave us these text widgets for many purposes. So click on the text widget, and then in the content area, just put your mouse there and right-click paste. And that's all you need to do to get the Facebook plugin inserted in your site. So let's scroll down, and we can see that it doesn't show up though. Alright, so what you need to do is title it if you want. I generally don't like titling my widgets, just keep it simple. Just click save and publish. And then there's one more step to get Facebook to appear. We need to X out. And then we need to go back to the dashboard. And we need to come to plugins. And I'm going to show you how to install a cool plugin that lets you insert little pieces of code from Facebook, Google, YouTube, stuff like that. So click add new and search for WP insert code. And we're going to install WP insert code by Anton AKH. So click install now. And click activate. And now you're going to get this awesome, simple, little powerful plugin. And in settings, you're going to have a new section for WP insert code. Alright, so click on that, and your site just got a little bit more powerful. And then we're going to go back to Facebook, and we're going to click on step 2. Alright, to highlight and right-click copy. You're going to bring this step 2 code back to WordPress, and we're going to paste it in the white box that says header code. So put your mouse there and right-click paste. There it is. You don't even need to change it at all. Just paste it in there. Make sure you get all of it from Facebook, and then save changes. And now those 2 little pieces of Facebook code we put on your website will communicate with each other, and you're going to have a beautiful Facebook page plugin showing up once it loads. Excellent. So people can interact with your posts right from your new website. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Great job. We just want to remove that last search bar right here. So let's go back to customize and widgets, and we're almost done with our sidebars. Just click primary sidebar, open the search widget, and remove, and save and publish. Alright, so now we'll X out, and the sidebars are looking good. So let's move on and add a blog post to the site. To add a blog post in this square area at the bottom of your website, we need to hover on the upper navigation and where it says new, and click post. Alright, so we're going to add a new blog post. So the first blog post I like to add is usually a welcome to the blog post. And I usually just like writing, feel free to look around, encouraging people to check out more of your content. And we also get, and when you click down to the text area like I did, you'll get a permalink, which is the link you can share to your blog post. So every page, every post, everything you make on WordPress has a permalink, which is also called a URL or a link or a backlink, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. You can also edit it by clicking edit and change the words in your link. As you get more involved in SEO, you might want to do that. But for now, we'll just leave it as it is because it looks good. And then we need to actually write out our post. So I'll walk you through a little bit of what you can say. I like saying, firstly, a few words about other blogs in our niche. And you could, of course, customize that to be more specific. And I'm going to write, forget about them. So that's kind of clever. It's like, firstly, a few words, and people think you're going to say a lot more, but then you just literally write a few words, 3 words. Next, I'm going to say, chances are they contain too much fluff. I like that word fluff, and I like kind of ripping on it, and haven't gotten you where you want to go. So that's kind of like a general statement, which usually applies because most people, like if they're reading blogs, they're not where they want to go or where they want to be. They want to learn more from you. So this sets them up to learn more. And so now we're going to say, welcome to your perfect domain name, which I know looks ridiculous, but it's what our site's called. On this blog, you'll find advice on, and I'm just going to write like fashion, fitness, travel, building a business, art, and style. A bunch of things that you could write about. And now after this, you're going to say something like, I guarantee you'll enjoy it because so many have said great things already. And then you're going to write a bunch of quotes from people that have read your blog already, or just friends that you've asked for quotes. If you'd like to learn more, please consider subscribing here. And I'm going to show you a really cool feature, which is to put in a subscribe form so that you can build your email list and gather, a contact base for when you want to send them new content or offers. Just open a new tab with me and visit MailChimp.com. Alright, and once you're here, we're going to click either sign up or log in. So it's free to sign up, but I already have an account, so I'm going to click log in. But if you want to sign up, just click on that button instead. Alright, so then we'll just log in. And we're not robots. Click log in, and once you're in MailChimp's back end, they might ask you for security information, but I don't think we need to do that, so I'll do this later. And we're gonna click onward. And now we're gonna create your first free email list with MailChimp. So the first step is to create a list for it. Let's click on the list tab, and a list is just like a potential list of contacts. So you need to like name it, and then we're gonna help people join that list, if that makes sense at all. Alright, so click create list, and then click create list, and then you just need to give your new email list a name. So I'm gonna call it like my community, and you can see like some good examples below, and some bad examples from MailChimp. And then you need a default email address that people will reply to. So I'm just going to write in my Gmail, but ideally you have one for your business, so I might use like my other blog email, which is a little bit more branded. And it's got the Dear Blogger in there instead of the Gmail. And then from name, that's easy. And remind people how they signed up to your list. Write a short reminder. We're just going to copy what MailChimp said because, or something more customized, of course. And you need a basic address just for like the rules, the sake of the email marketing rules on the internet. It doesn't have to be your real address though. It could be like a PO box. And then come down and choose how often you want to know about subscribers. So I want to know about every subscriber as they happen, so I can celebrate that moment and unsubscribes too, because you just got to know that. And then click save. Alright, very good. We've now created the My Community email list. We just have to like promote it now. So what we want to do to get the email sign up form onto your website is come up and click lists, and then in your list right here, click on the drop down on the right by the word stats, and then just click on sign up forms. And then on this screen, you can decide what type of forms you'll put on your website, and you could try all of them, but I just think embedded forms will be easiest because it's copy and paste. So we'll select embedded forms. Alright, so then this screen lets you choose a few different designs that are all like really great for getting subscribers. I like all the preset modes, but my favorite is probably super slim. And you can include form title or not. I like doing that. And then we want to put in a form width because I'm not sure that this wide of a subscribe bar will fit in our site. So maybe something like 300, and click away to, reset it and have it come in there. And then we can choose if we want to enable reCAPTCHA or not. If you think that'll annoy people, then remove it. And if you think you're getting a lot of spam, then keep it. And then all we need to do finally to get this on our website is just click in this area to highlight, right click, copy, and finally come back to our blog post. And I'm going to navigate to the text tab because we're pasting in some HTML code that a website generated for us. Hit the enter bar to get some spaces, and now right click, paste with enough space around the form. Alright, that's all we really need to do. And of course you're going to write more content for this blog post to fill it in like a real blog post. But this is just one way of using the welcome post. And I see a lot of bloggers have success embedding a email sign-up form right into a blog post so people can just use it as they're reading a blog post that they like. Pretty cool technique. Lastly, our post needs a new category. So just click add new category. And we'll go with news for this post because it's technically news about what we're doing on the blog. And you can also, write in like fitness. You want the categories to be broad groups of blog posts. So if fitness is a category, then, the tags will be more specific, like bench pressing and push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. Alright, so it's pretty simple. The post just needs a featured image. So click Set Featured Image and click Upload, and you want to choose whatever thumbnail image you have to represent this post, the best thumbnail you have. So I'm going to click Select Files, and I'm going to see if I have anything lying around my desktop in the photography website folder. And I think I should. I'm going to go with a pretty looking photo from Tahoe. Can't beat that. A nice nature photo from Tahoe. Click Open. Now set featured image. And we might finally be done with this blog post. Alright, so let's try to publish it and hope it works. And it did. So now let's just click View Post in the upper navigation and check out what we made. Alright, very nice. So we now have a subscribe form working. And the post doesn't have an image, but if we click on the blog title to go back to the home page, we can see that post featured image populates perfectly on our home page. And that's looking good. And if you want to get that image in the blog post itself, it's really easy too. Just click the edit button, and then you can put your mouse at the top of the post and go to visual and click add media, and you can add it right here. I won't though. Or you can add that image through the header featured image option. So you click header featured image, enable, and then update. And now view post, and we're gonna have a huge header image all on the blog post, which can really get people in the mood for what you're talking about. Alright, I love this post. I'm very happy with it now after all of our hard work. Sorry for all those steps, but you now know how to write an ideal blog post to launch your blog. Alright, so let's go back to the home page. Now I want to show you how to add the social media icons to your website or blog's header. Alright, so to do that, just click Customize, and then come down to where it says Social Links. Pretty simple. This part's really easy. Click Social Links again, and now just copy paste in your social media links. So you might have to go find them, or you might have them handy, which would be nice, but I'm just gonna hunt down my Facebook URL and copy it and paste it in. And then for Twitter, I got that one memorized. You can always learn how to write out links, and it's good practice. Twitter.com/GordonRyan. And then lastly, I'm gonna go with a LinkedIn, but I don't really use LinkedIn because I don't really have a real job. I'm on YouTube, and so that part could just be the LinkedIn domain name itself, and then you can just fill that in later just to get the icons up there. And then of course we need YouTube, and my YouTube link is just youtube.com/noraigai, old nickname that a friend gave me. And that should do it. Alright, so if you spell the links right and if you paste them in right, then they'll show up and you'll get the nice appropriate color that follows with whatever that company is. Pretty cool. Save and publish and X out. And now let's try our links like Facebook, and it works. And that way you can send people to your page and ask them to like it, and build your social following right off your website. And I really do think you should like my pages and follow them, because we share more advice about blogging and WordPress, and it's all really honest and open and free. Alright, so that's my little pitch. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to customize this call to action area, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can insert a call to action to your latest offer, what you're writing about, what someone else wants you to write about, or just what you're up to, and then you can make this button go to any one of your blog post pages, maybe a third-party site, whatever fits your business model. To customize this area, just click Customize, and then click Theme Options, and then click Promotion Headline Options. It's kind of hidden, but here's where it is. So we're going to edit the catch default text, and write in our own. So I'm just going to talk about this tutorial itself right here. Alright, so randomly when we started editing this headline text, it jumped down to right above our blog posts. And I'm going to have to look into that for everyone. But for now, I don't think this will hurt our website. And I'll show you why after we edit this. So let's just talk about this tutorial, or about whatever your blog or website is all about. So in my case, it's just create a WordPress website with GoDaddy. Alright, really simple. And then we're gonna, of course, change the subheadline text. The steps are, alright, so that's awesome. And the section is done. We just don't want the button to say reviews or go to the WordPress support site. We want it to say get started today, and the link can go wherever we want, of course. So I'm just going to have it go to GoDaddy because that's where the tutorial begins. GoDaddy.com. Alright, but this could be like an affiliate link of yours, or a referral link, or a tracking link, or just some third-party link, or a blog post. You get the picture. Alright, save and publish. And now we're going to go back, and we're going to edit this featured content section. And I'm going to show you a cool way to edit that section, which is to go to featured content and just to turn it off, to disable it. And what that'll accomplish is that'll get our featured headline right beneath our image slider again, and it'll get people reading our blog post right away, because they don't really need to see that featured content if we don't have it yet. Alright, so save and publish, and now we're looking really good. So let's X out. Wait, what was that one thing I saw? Ooh, the Hello World post. Alright, so let's X out and go back to the dashboard, and we're going to delete a blog post. Delete your first blog post. Just click posts and you'll get a list of blog posts, similar to how you click pages and you get a list of all the pages you've made, or the drafts of pages that you will make in the future. So just click on posts and hover on Hello World, and sadly we're going to trash it, even though that's like the really cool WordPress blog post that like millions of people start with. Maybe we can get it back later. It's just sitting in the trash right now if you want to bring it back to life. Now click your website, and we're starting to look like a finished product. So we're almost there. Alright, there's a few other things we need though. For example, the contact page needs a contact form. So how do we insert a contact form? I'll show you right now. To insert a contact form on this page, click the navigation to the dashboard. And by the way, this could go on any page you want, so the contact form can go anywhere. Just click on plugins, and now we're going to click add new and get our second plugin, and look for the most popular contact form plugin ever, which is called Contact Form 7. And it's going to be this one right here by Takayuki Miyoshi. Install now. Activate. And really cool. All you need to do to use this plugin is just click settings and just copy this shortcode. It comes with a beautiful custom contact form out of the box, and everyone uses this. If you're a developer, you'll know how to like add a new contact form, but in our case we can just copy this shortcode and it works great right out of the box. Now we go back to our site and click the contact page and click edit page. And I'm going to show you how to insert a shortcode. Alright, so it's really tough. No, I'm kidding, it's really easy. All you need to do is go to the text tab, because we have some code we're going to paste in, and you can put it like right instead of this text right here. Just going to delete and then paste, and we get this shortcode. You want like some space above it and below it though, so that you know where it is when you're editing the page, and so that it looks clean. And then update, and now let's view page and see what we made. And what we made is like an awesome professional looking contact form that your clients or your new prospective writers or business contacts can use to send you a message. And this way you don't have to put your email out here. You don't have to display your email. But when they send it, it will send right to your email inbox. So how cool is that? All right, everyone, so we just have a few more things to do with our website and edit before we can actually call this a final product and release it to the world. I'm so sorry that the screen might look different now. I had to go on a road trip, so I'm working mobile now. I'm so sorry, but let's tackle a few more things, and then you'll have a complete website. So let's log in, /wp-admin after the domain name and hit enter. And password, if we can remember it. Should be good, and we're in. Alright, the first thing I want to do is I want to change the text logo right now because that looks kind of silly. So we're going to go up to the top and click back to the dashboard. And now we're just going to click on settings. Alright, and we're going to make the site title something that'll tell you guys when you visit this site that you're in the right place. So I'm going to call this GoDaddy website tutorial. And I'm breaking a rule here, and I'll tell you what rule I'm breaking. It's that you want the site title to always match your domain name. And that's why it said your perfect domain name or yourperfectdomainname.com before. Alright, in tagline I'm going to write learn how to make this exact website easily on YouTube. Perfect. And then save. And if you have any questions about these other settings, just let me know. Alright, that's done for that. Now we just want to navigate to the permalinks area of settings, right here where it says permalinks. Click on that, and I'm going to show you why we're here. So if we visit the domain name that we're working on, your perfect domain name, and then we click on a page like About Us, we'll see this annoying index.php in our URL, which is also called a permalink up here. That's not good for Google at all. You want your links to be simple and only contain keywords after the .com or .org or whatever you have. I don't know why WordPress does this by default, but we should have actually gotten into this earlier. And if someone has to type in your link, like if you advertise your site and they have to actually type in a link to get to the page you're advertising, there's no way they would remember that. So we're going to go back to permalink settings and just check post name. We can see that all this one has is keywords like sample post, and that's good. You don't want dates either because that can outdate your content so then save changes after you choose post name. Okay, and I could go on and on about ranking in Google. Alright, now when we click About Us, that link will be nice and simple, and same goes for your blog post. They'll be nice and simple. Next, I want to just show you how to put a picture in the About Us page because everyone wants a picture of, the founders or who you are. So we're going to go to the About page and click Edit Page. And we're just going to come down to the middle paragraph and make a couple spaces. Alright, and put your mouse there and then click Add Media. And click Upload Files and select Files. We're going to see if my Air has any good pictures on it. I think we'll have some luck in desktop website photos. Alright, so this is just like a picture of me working on the computer. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Yeah, that's another blog we made. And alright, this is really just pointless the more we look through here. So I'm going to go with this one. It's just like a really cute photo I took of my two kittens. And then you just need to select it and click open, and it will start uploading. I don't know why my internet is so slow. I feel like I'm always saying that. But I would imagine yours is much quicker. Alright, great. And once it's uploaded, click insert in a page. And it'll come in. Alright, and so we can go to the visual tab now and check it out. And we can see it might not be big enough. So you can click on the image, and then you can click edit, and it'll open up the image details. Then we can change the size to like full size, and then it should go all the way across the page. And you can make this link to somewhere if you want, but I just want to leave none there and align center. Update. and now it's humongous. So if we click update on the post, or the page rather, and then view page, then we should have a nice like full width image in there so people can get to know you or your pets. Alright, so that's how you do that. Makes the about page more personable. And you can also edit the about page and use that trick we did where we went to catch base options and made the header featured image options enabled. And then that puts this featured image in the huge area above the page, just like we have on the contact page. If you remember, that's what we did here. So you might like that option too. All right, almost done now, almost there. Congrats for making it this far. Really takes a lot of guts to make a website like this. So, I commend you, a pat on the back for sure. And we're gonna just edit the footer right now. So to do that, we have to go back to the dashboard and we have to go to Appearance, hover on Appearance, and click Editor. And this is like the scary code in the WordPress theme, so I saved it for the end. I didn't want to scare anyone away in the middle of the video, of course. So this is just the code that makes up your site, like everything you're looking at when it's on the front end, as your readers see it. It's all just back here in code, and then WordPress tells the internet to turn that code into beautiful websites. So what we want to find is an area called footer, and I can just hit Control or Command F and type in footer, and then we get the theme footer file because I couldn't find it before. Alright, so I just make selective edits in these template files where it says templates. Like I've pasted in Google Analytics code in the header area. I've edited the index.php file to put a message on the home page, but it's all selective stuff, and you always want to be really careful because you could potentially, you won't break the site, but you could definitely cause an error that you won't understand over here. I don't like the word break the site because that implies you can't fix it, and you can always fix it. But the point is just be really careful. So we're going to click theme footer, and then in theme footer we can come down and we can see that it might not be the right area. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, so by a little trial and error, and thank goodness that I've worked with hundreds of WordPress themes, we found that the footer does not live in footer, or at least the part we want to edit doesn't, which is where it says copyright 2016, the name of your site. It actually lives in core, catchbase core.php. So when we find that file, just click on that and it'll open. And then we want to do another Control or Command F and search for copyright. I know this is a little crazy, but bear with me. A little bit crazy is good sometimes. We just want to find copyright, and then this section right here, roughly, that I'm highlighting is what tells the website to look like this right here. So we've found this section right here in the code, and everything on the the front end is somewhere in the code. You just have to find it if you want, if you're crazy like me. So there is a couple things we need to edit. You can edit first where it says footer left content, or you can edit first where it says footer right content, and that will be the left content over here and the right content over here. So first I'm actually just going to hit Command A and highlight everything, and then right click copy. I'm going to open up a note and paste that in there just in case anything gets messed up. We can copy paste it back into WordPress, and then we're going to start editing. So where you see this little single quotation mark all the way to where you see the other single quotation mark is what we can edit in between these alligator brackets. Don't remove the alligator brackets though. Alright, so I'm going to go to the front end, and I'm actually going to copy part of this default footer, and I'm just going to paste it in right here over the catch code. Paste. Alright, just like that. And then I'm going to make a vertical bar and say all rights reserved. But you can put any text you want or have a link or something like that. And then we're going to update file and see what happens. So we're going to refresh our site now. I'm going to go to the bottom. Okay, so sorry about that little break. What I did was I hit refresh on the browser like 3 times, and then it finally showed up in the footer, the changes that we just made. And I also changed the text in between these 2 alligator brackets to say thanks for watching, but you can say whatever you want, of course. The point is, if you're making changes to your website and they're not showing up, you might get like really frustrated, and I understand. But here's what you can do. Make sure that your WP Super Cache plugin or W3 Total Cache or any cache plugins that you may have installed in plugins are deactivated and, better yet, just deleted. Caching plugins create old versions of your website and show them to visitors, including to you, which makes no sense. When you're editing your site, you want to see changes quickly, and I just think they're pointless to begin with. We're not even using a caching plugin, so I'm just going to chalk that up to like really lazy internet. And the good news, though, is that we found how to edit the footer, and it's right here in this section in the catchbasecore.php file. All right, so now we know how to do that. Pretty cool. Don't get frustrated and just hit refresh like 100 times like I do, or post me a comment if you need any help. And our website is in fact all done. Congratulations, you now know how to make a real website, just like a professional web designer or a celebrity or a business or a Fortune 500 brand might do, and you're all set to go and show your website to the world. I mentioned creating a logo earlier. However, that's too much information for this tutorial and just too many design options. But I do have a video on how to make a custom logo for your website easily without any Photoshop skills and for free. So check that out in the end screen to this video. I think they're calling it end screens. I'm pretty old-fashioned with my videos though, and this was the first time I've ever used any fancy setup features like you saw in the introduction. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed making a website right here with me and with everyone else following this tutorial. If you learned something with us and were able to create your own website, then please let me know about it in the comments, and also please rate the video. The feedback you give me really helps me make more websites for you guys that are simple, easy to use, and just plain work. If you want to give back to the channel, feel free to copy paste the link to this video into your social media, wherever you like social mediaing, but it might just be easier to click the videos on the lower left or lower right. Now, I won't tell you to subscribe to my channel, but I will play 2 truths and a lie with you. If you subscribe to my channel, you will learn more about how to make a website. It will be free, and the emoji for WordPress is the smiling monkey taking a seat. So just think about that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone next time.